Welcome to On Point, Breeders' Cup Classic Preview Edition. James, Jockey Club Gold Cup Saturday at Belmont Park. We looked at the Keeneland races in the other video, check that out. But a lot of eyes on the big grade one this week. A lot of eyes will be on that finish line in 4 weeks where someone, horse of the year is already decided, but someone may dethrone Triple Crown champion American Pharoah. Jockey Club Gold Cup, one of the traditional preps, but lacking some of the big names.
Yeah, I mean, Tonalist is really, it's a short field, only a 6-horse field, and I think Tonalist is the big name of the group and the horse that has the best chance of being a factor in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So, I know Clement and his connections are really hoping for a positive effort to go forward off of. It's a little bit of a disappointing 4-year-old season. Wicked Strong's like in the same boat. I think a lot was expected of him this year. It's been a little disappointing, and he's in the Jockey Club Gold Cup as well. But all eyes will be on Tonalist in terms of the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I agree. It's sort of an interesting dynamic because certainly disappointing from the stance. He was favored in the Met Mile and didn't get it done against Honor Code. The Whitney was third. I mean, that's, third in a grade one. I mean, he's won a lot of money this year. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly some races they would have liked to have. And overall, people might say, oh, this group with Shared Belief and California Chrome both being out in the West Coast division, maybe in even more disarray than the East Coast older males. But having said that, the number power is there. I mean, these horses are running 105, 110 Brisnet speed ratings, winning these races. Whoever escapes the scrum for the Breeders' Cup Classic here, I think will be a legitimate contender. I think that about the Awesome Again horse. That's not to say they deserve to be 2 or 3 to 1, or that they'll beat Honor Code, who's in the Kelso, or Beholder, who ran in the Zenyatta, or American Pharoah, who hasn't run since the Travers. I do think it's a good group overall, even if they haven't won the races, the certain ones we thought they would.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I mean, Tonalist is running big numbers, and that he has that going for him. But I still think, I mean, like what you referenced the third in the Whitney. I think Clement has been a little bit puzzled by how to get him absolutely to deliver his A game. He has put blinkers on and off him and been experimenting a little bit with that this season. And I just know, he's never won outside of New York, or never won a stakes race outside of New York. So I need to see a good effort from him on Saturday to give him any chance in the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, and Keeneland, for that reason, somewhat of an equalizer that we haven't had the last 3 years with the Breeders' Cup being at Santa Anita. Beholder's going to have to ship here and win if she wants the Classic. Tonalist, you mentioned. Sure. American Pharoah doesn't really need to take his track with him, but still it'll be another new track for him. To me, it makes it interesting, and say what you will. I mean, we see out there now, it's sloppy, but to me, the track has played fair. The 2 meets they've had the dirt. I think we're in for a fair Breeders' Cup. We talked about that a little more in the other video, so check that out, and we'll learn more after this weekend with Fall Stars, etc. But for me, the Jockey Club Gold Cup short field, it does have Tonalist, but if a big number comes out of it, that horse is going to be a player.
Yeah, and I think, you referenced Honor Code as well earlier. He's in the Kelso mile. I think a little bit of the thought process was, don't run him at 1.25 miles until the Breeders' Cup Classic. And it's interesting, that's a short field like the Jockey Club, but there's some good horses in there. That Appealing Tale ships in from California for Peter Miller, and he's an intriguing entrant in that field. So looking forward to seeing those horses. There's some big names running there. The Champagne and the Frizette are both going to produce horses for the juvenile and juvenile fillies. So there is a lot of importance this weekend.
Yeah, no doubt. And next week we'll have the Queen Elizabeth II Challenge Cup out here on the turf for 3-year-old fillies, but I'm sure we'll also touch on all the action this week. So join us for On Point then. Thank you for being with us now.